Good morning, students. Say your prayer. Thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்த முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்த முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்த முறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students, take your social science book. Take page number 22. In today's class, we will continue with the Mesopotamian civilization. Okay, va? Yeah. So in our previous class, we have discussed about the society, state and administration of Mesopotamian civilization. Okay, va? So the Mesopotamian civilization, so the cities were called as Jigran. Okay, va? So the temples which were at the center of the cities were called as ziggurats. Okay, then the Mesopotamian civilization so consists of priests, scribes, nobles, merchants, then various people. So we know the temples acted as the storehouses. Then the temples, so the chief priest so was the king. We learn about that. Then we learn about food and agriculture. So the crops cultivated were wheat, barley, onion, etc. Then fish was their main diet. So you learned that. Then trade and exchange. So trade was the important economic activity. Then with which countries the Sumerians had the trade contact? In east they had trade contact with Iran and Indus Valley civilization, and in the west they had trade contact with Syria and Asia Minor. So then we learn about the loan and repayment. So the Mesopotamian documents have references to loan and repayment, so with or without interest. Then we learned about their town planning, so cities under town planning. Then the religion, so they also worshipped various gods and goddesses. Okay, so can you tell some of the gods of the Mesopotamians? Enlil, Ninlil, Marduk, Ashur, Ishtar, etc. Okay, so there are several gods worshipped by the Mesopotamians. Okay, so we have discussed those gods. Okay, in today's class we will continue with the Mesopotamian civilization itself. So in today's class we will see their writing script, so the writing form, art, and also science and technology, and finally about the contribution of the Mesopotamian civilization to the world. So the Hammurabi's law code. So who was Hammurabi? To which kingdom he belongs? He was a Babylonian king. So Hammurabi, he was the 6th king of Babylon, belonging to the first Amorite dynasty. Okay, so he created a code. So the Hammurabi code, which is an important legal document. So today we have constitution, so like that. So in Mesopotamian civilization, so the king Hammurabi so created law codes. Okay, so that specifies the law related to various crimes. So he created a code, so that is called as Hammurabi code, which is an important legal document that specifies the law related to various crimes. So it has 282 provisions. So the Hammurabi law code consists of 280 provisions specifying the cases related to family rights, trade, slavery, taxes and wages. So it consists of 280 provisions, so with which is related to various activities, so various subjects like family rights, trade, slavery, taxes and wages. It is carved on a stone which portrays Hammurabi as receiving the code from the sun god Shamash. Okay, so you can see in this right side picture. So it was told that the king Hammurabi so receives the various codes of law from the sun god Shamash. So their sun god was called Shamash. So it was portrays, it was pictured that the king Hammurabi received various code of law from the sun god Shamash. So it was a compilation of the old laws. So compilation means it was a collection. So it was a collection of old laws based on retributive principles. What do you mean by retributive? Something given or exacted in recompense. So something given or exacted in recompense. So it was a compilation of old law based on retributive principles. So that is an eye for an eye and a tooth for tooth form of justice is used in Hammurabi code. So in Hammurabi code the justice is based on eye for eye, tooth for tooth. So in Tamil we can say paliki pali, that is tit for tat. Yeah, so whatever the crime done by a person, so the same punishment, so the same type of punishment was given to that person. Yeah, say for example, if a person got fight with one person and he broke his hand means, so the this person's hand will also be broken. Yeah, so same. So whatever the punishment, so whatever injury got by a person, the same injury was given to the caused person. Yeah, so that type of punishment was mentioned in the Hammurabi code. Okay, so Hammurabi, who was a king of Babylonian, so created a law. So that is the Hammurabi code, which is an important legal document. So that consists of 282 provisions, so specifying the cases related to family rights, trade, slavery, taxes and wages. So it is carved on a stone which portrays. So portrays means, yeah, to show somebody or something in a picture. Yeah, so it was shown in a stone as a picture that the king Hammurabi receives the code of laws from the sun god Shamash. Okay, so it is based on the old laws based on retributive principle, that is an eye for eye and a tooth for tooth. So this type of justice is used in the Hammurabi code. So cuneiform, the Sumerian writing system. Yeah, so cuneiform is the Sumerian writing system. So the shape of the letter is in the form of wedge, and hence it is called as cuneiform. Yeah, so the writing method of Sumerian was called as cuneiform. Why means, so the shape of the letter is in the form of a wedge. So wedge means a piece of wood etc. with one thick and one thin pointed end that you can push into a small space. Yes, wedge means nothing but, so it look like a piece of wood, or it look like one side thick and one side thin edge, so that you can push it into a small space means you can get a letters. That is, they push the wood or something in the clay object, so that a wedge shaped structure was formed. So based on the object they pushed. So based on the object based on the shape what they pushed in the clay, the image formed on that clay. So based on that system, so they wrote. Okay, so it was evolved 3000 BC, that is 5000 years ago. So from today's date, it was evolved 5000 years ago, and it is one of the earliest script of the world. So earliest writing system of the world was cuneiform. So it was evolved 3000 BC, that is 5000 years ago. So they used this script for commercial transaction, that is for in economic activities, and also for writing letters and stories. So the Sumerians used the cuneiform method of writing for commercial transactions and writing letters and stories. So the clay tablets contains loads of information on the Sumerian civilization. So the clay tablets, so tablet means, so now we are using tablets now, so not related with the medicine. I am telling about that smartphone like tablets. Yeah, so they are tablets. So they with the help of the clay they make tablets. Yeah, so with the help of the clay they make tablets, so which contains lots of information, about the Sumerian civilization. Okay, so they make clay tablets and wrote the information. So maybe a commercial transaction, maybe stories, maybe or some other things. Okay, so they wrote on it. So using their cuneiform method of writing, so they wrote on the clay tablets. So that clay tablets contains a lot of information about the Sumerian civilization. Then art. So the Mesopotamian art included sculptures in stone and clay. Yeah, so the sculptures were made of stone and clay. Okay, so a few paintings and sculptures from the Mesopotamian times have survived today. Yeah, so we can find, so the archaeologists have excavated some paintings and sculptures of the Mesopotamian period. So the Mesopotamian sculptures portrays. So portrays means, to show somebody or something in a picture. Yeah, so Mesopotamian sculptures shows some pictures of animals such as goats, rams, bulls and lions. So rams, it is also like a goat, but its horn is very thick. Yeah, so rams is it is also a animal like a goat. which horn is very thick. Okay, so some mythological figures like lion, bulls with human head have also been found in their art. Yeah, so mythological means so beyond, so ideas that many people think are true but that do not exist are false. Yeah, so mythology means so some ideas so that people believe some are true but it may be not true scientifically. Okay, so some mythological figures like lion, bulls with human head have also been found in their art. So massive sculptures were created at the time of Assyrian and Babylonian empire. Yeah, so sculptures were produced in large number especially during the Assyrian and Babylonian empire. Okay, so we have discussed about the Hammurabi law code. Yeah, so how many provisions consist of? Yeah, 282. So from whom the king Hammurabi receives the law codes? Yeah, sun god Shamash. Then the writing form of, so how was the writing form of the Sumerians called as? Yeah, cuneiform. Okay, then we discussed about the art. Okay, so name the domestic animals or the name the animals that were portrayed in the Mesopotamian sculpture. Yeah, goats, rams and bulls. So apart from that, the wild animal lion was also portrayed in their sculpture. In the field of science, so the Mesopotamians excelled, so they were excellent in mathematics, astronomy and medicine. So what was their contribution in science? So first they developed the concept of multiplication, division and cubic equation. So in maths you are studying the tables now, multiplication. Yeah, this was developed by the Mesopotamians. Then division, so you know, so you learn multiplication, division in mathematics. Yeah, so this concept was developed by the Mesopotamians. And cubic equation, so you know cubic equation, so cubic centimeter, cubic meter, so like that you are writing or you are using the terms as units in your mathematics now. Yeah, so that was also developed by the Mesopotamians only. So they developed the concept of multiplication, division and cubic equation. Then the numerical system based on 60 was conceived by them. Yes, numerical system based on 60. So what is that? Conceived means, yeah, think of a new idea or plan. So the numerical system based on 60 was developed by them. So say for example, so 1 minute consists of how many seconds? Yeah, 60 seconds. Then 1 hour consists of how many minutes? 60 minutes. So the 60 was developed by them only. Okay, so they were the ones to formulate the 60-minute hour, the 24-hour day and 360-degree circle. A circle consists of how many degree? A circle is a 360 degree. Okay, so this concept, so that is 60-minute hour, the 24-hour day and the 360-degree circle were developed by the Mesopotamians only. Okay, so they were excelled in mathematics, astronomy and medicine. They developed the concept of multiplication, division and cubic equation. The numerical system based on 60 was developed by them. Okay, so they were the one to formulate the 60-minute hour, the 24-hour day, then 360 degree. Okay, so understand their skill in mathematics. So Sumerians measurement system. So before that we will discuss about their another things, other factors. So the Sumerian calendar had 7 days in a week. Yeah, so now we also have, so weekly we have how many days? Yeah, 7 days. So the numerical system had place values. So place value means, ask your mathematics miss, what do you mean by place value? Verify with your mathematics miss. Yeah, so they created the water clock and the lunar calendar based on the movement of the moon. Yeah, so they created the water clock. So based on the water they decide the time. Yeah, so based on the water droplets they decide the time. And the lunar calendar, so based on the movement of the moon. Yeah, so if you take the previous civilization, that is Egyptian civilization, they used sun as their calendar, so they used the solar calendar. But here the Mesopotamians, so they used the movement of, so they followed the movement of the moon and decide their calendar. So that way it was called as lunar calendar. So they developed methods for measuring areas and solids. So they also developed the method for measuring the areas. So for measuring an area they developed some methods. and solids. Yeah, so to weigh an object, so to know the weight of an object, they used some methods. So they also developed advanced weight and measurement system. So the Sumerians also developed advanced and the measurement system. Okay, so the Sumerian calendar had 7 days in a week. So their numerical system had place values. So place values. So I asked you to, if you have doubt in the place value means, ask with your mathematics teacher. Then they created the water clock and the lunar calendar based on the movement of the moon. So they created the water clock and their calendar is based on the movement of the moon. So that way it was called as lunar calendar. Then they developed the methods for measuring areas and solids. They also developed advanced weight and measurement system. So they also introduced the 12-month calendar system based on lunar months. So their calendar, so the lunar calendar also consists of 12 months. Okay, so regularly, so we are also have how many months? 12 months. Okay, so the Sumerian calendar also consists of 12 months based on the lunar month. So they gave the name based on lunar. So their ideas influenced the Greek astronomy. So their ideas, so their calendar, so their ideas influenced the Greek astronomy. So they also developed a medicinal system as well. So the Sumerians also well versed in the medicine. A text called the Diagnostic Handbook, so dated to 11th century BC. So a textbook called Diagnostic Handbook, which was dated 11th century BC, list symptoms and prognosis. So prognosis means how a disease developed. So a textbook called Diagnostic Handbook, which was dated to 11th century BC, that is before Common Era. So not of AD. See here, so before Common Era. So a Diagnostic Handbook was founded, so which list symptoms and prognosis. So prognosis means how a disease developed. So this indicates their scientific understanding of herbs and minerals. So this book shows how the Mesopotamians were skilled in the field of minerals and also in herbs. So herbs means nothing but, so which cure the diseases. Plant which cure diseases is considered as herbs. Okay, so this shows the skill of the Mesopotamians. Okay, so they introduced the 12-month calendar system based on lunar month. Their ideas influenced the Greek astronomy. So they had developed a medicinal system as well. A textbook called the Diagnostic Handbook, which dated to 11th century BC in Babylon, list symptoms and prognosis. So list the symptoms of the diseases and how the disease may be developed. So now we are struggling with the disease now, corona. But now a lot of technology was developed. But nowadays the technology sometimes threaten us. So by threatening the people, so it threaten the people. But if you take the book Dynastic Handbook, it just shows the symptoms and the way how the disease developed 5,000 years ago itself. So many years ago, so the concept was developed. So this shows the people's scientific knowledge of herbs and minerals. So finally, the contribution of the Mesopotamian civilization. So what were the contributions? So first, the invention of the potter's wheels is credited to the Sumerians. So potter's wheel. So can you see the potter? So making the pot. He placed the clay in the center of a wheel and he rotated the wheel. So you can find in many places. So or in TV channels or in any field in mobile you can see. So how a potter make pot means he placed the clay in the center of the wheel. Okay, so he rotated the wheel. So and by his skill he made a pot. So that potter's wheel so was credited to the Sumerians. So it was considered that the Sumerians only invented the potter's wheel. Then second one, they developed the calendar system of 360 days. Divided a circle into 360 units. So they only developed the calendar system which consists of 360 days. So their calendar consists of 360 days with 5 days added later. And also a circle divided into 360 units. A circle have 360 degree. So they only introduced that. Then the cuneiform system of writing. was their contribution. So the another important one was the cuneiform writing system, and finally the Hammurabi's law code was another legacy of the Mesopotamians. So another important law code. So maybe considers the world first constitution book. Okay, so it was the Hammurabi's law code, which was introduced by the Sumerians. Okay, so what are their contribution means? So first one, the invention of the potter's wheel. Then second one, the calendar system of 360 days and a circle into 360 units. Third one, the cuneiform writing system. Then fourth one, Hammurabi's law code. So these were their important contribution. Okay students, in today's class we discussed about the Hammurabi's law code, the cuneiform, the Sumerian writing system, then art, then science. Okay, so they only introduced the concept of multiplication, division and cubic equation. Also their calendar consists of 7 days. So the 60-minute concept was the system based on the numerical system based on 60 was introduced by them. Then they also developed advanced weight and measurement system we have discussed. Then in what was their medicinal book? Yeah, diagnostic handbook. Yeah, so that was dated to 11th century BC. Yeah, so that shows their knowledge in herbs and minerals. Yeah, so we have discussed that also. Then finally about the contribution of Mesopotamian civilization. Okay, so today's class the Mesopotamian civilization over. Okay, so if you have any doubt, contact me. So for textbook reading, so take your book. Yeah, page number 23. So read that science fully. Yeah, so 2 paragraphs there. So textbook reading, read that fully. So science topic fully. Then homework. So come to book by question. Take page number 31. 5th Roman letter, 3rd question. So Hammurabi code is an important legal document. Explain. So take page number 22. You can see the heading, the Hammurabi's law code. Yeah, that first 2 point. The Hammurabi code is an important legal document that specifies the law related to various crimes. It has 282 provisions specifying cases related to family rights, trade, slavery, taxes and wages. So that is the answer for 3rd question. Write it in your homework note. So read well and write it. Okay, so thank you. Have a nice day.